Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Here is a Q&A clip in response to someone asking about this question again. So I'm attaching the Q&A clip from a recent live stream session to the public on Q&As, all things Social Security. So take a listen. There might even be some extra tagged onto it of a different video, so you don't have to go searching for it. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Mr. P, good to see you. Hello, I'm applying for SSDI. I have a hefty overpayment from when I was on SSI. Oh, I think we talked about this, right, Mr. P? Should I try to do the waiver while I'm applying or wait until after a decision on SSDI? That, I don't know the answer to that. Maybe do it. I can't really say. I don't know your specific facts. Yeah. I mean, if you wait to do it, they're probably going to take it from your SSDI back benefits. So maybe you should do it now. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't have a strong opinion on that one way or the other. I'm curious about what other practitioners might suggest.
Hey there. That was one of our little Q&A clips. I hope you found it informative or helpful or just enjoyable. I am attaching a related video that we have put together a while back that is on a similar topic and or an extension of what we were just talking about. So if you needed some more information on that, that's a place to start. You can also look in our playlists. There is a ton of them. I think there's over 1,000 videos. So there's almost every topic in the world touched upon in some way, shape, or form. And again, as a reminder, you can always put in the comments any kind of question you have, even if it's unrelated to this or any other video. I will talk to you later. Carry on. Good afternoon. Yeah, so sometimes we find that we have an overpayment allegation from the SSA. Very, very upsetting. Oftentimes they are accurate and there is an overpayment. And we may have gotten into that bind because we were just unaware of the rules, either we forgot them or we never really paid much attention to the write-ups that we have to when we get benefits, and somehow we ended up with an overpayment. It's not the end of the world, but it can certainly be really disheartening, and it's going to probably put a little crimp in your budget. We've discussed elsewhere that you can certainly appeal it if you are not positive that they are correct, that you legally owe this money back. Not so much, I made a mistake, but it's not my fault, so I shouldn't have to pay it. That wouldn't be the same as an appeal, but sometimes you don't know if they are correct or not. So sometimes you have to just go ahead and appeal it while you find out. Worst thing that's going to happen is they win the appeal at an ALJ hearing, for instance, and the ALJ, and of course you're going to bring all your proofs that say, hey, I was doing this according to what I think this is within the rules or whatever. So appeal, sometimes you have to do it when you're not sure if they're correct. You don't have to know they're incorrect necessarily at the beginning, because you're often not going to know, because they have not been very forthright in terms of providing documentation that makes it clear in your mind that you did indeed get overpaid. So I don't have a problem with appealing overpayments or assisting people appeal overpayments when it's unclear, if it's not possible for them to get all the documentation in advance to make it clear in their heads. If I tell them what the law is, then they have to compare this and this, and did you fit it? So sometimes you have an overpayment, and if you know how there's a waiver that you can ask for, and it's if it's a true hardship to meet your basic survival needs and pay back the overpayment, you can do that, I believe, while you're also appealing. So you don't have to exactly admit that you have an overpayment. It's not necessarily one or the other. So you have the waiver request. Those are often denied, but not always. So, if you are a very indigent person, that's something you might want to consider doing. What then happens is, assuming none of that flies, they're going to just push you to pay. Usually they start with, and I think this can vary, so maybe each office is different, maybe even each worker, but they'll say, okay, so you get $1,000 a month Social Security disability, and you owe us $12,000, we're going to hold back your benefits for 12 months to pay it back, and then you'll get paid normally after that. Okay, so that's one way to do it. And if one can afford it, let's say you have significant other income in your household, and that $1,000 you get is not going to make or break, you might want to just do it that way to get it done faster. Other times it's not doable, and then you're going to have to ask for a payment plan that is more affordable to you. Now, kind of similar to, I think, the waiver, you're going to have to show that it's a hard, it would be hard for you to pay it and meet your basic needs. And I don't think basic needs are going to mean like a very expensive, Mercedes-Benz car payment of, $1,200 a month. That's not going to come first. They'd probably think that it would be wiser to sell that Mercedes and use some of that money for the overpayment. But so there is a form if you are seeking a recalculation of it for a new payment plan, because you're finding that whatever they suggested to you was very difficult. Now, sometimes if you just call and say, hey, can I get a payment plan? They can automatically offer you something better than, say, taking your entire check for 12 months or however many months it would be. I don't know what the percentage is. I'm thinking it might be 30 or 40% might be their off the bat thing. Or I have heard wind of they try to break it down so you have to pay it back within 3 years. Again, I don't know if that's carved in stone, because I hear so many different things that happen to various people, what they're offered. So it doesn't seem to be a hard, fast rule about that. But let's say that's too much. So let's say it was, 40% of 1,000, you're paying $400 a month, and you can't get by on the remaining 600 with whatever else you might have in your life to help you. Then you're going to get them to consider something different, you're going to have to show that it's overly difficult. There's a form called the SSA 634, request for a change in overpayment recovery rate. It's about, total it's about 8 pages. The last page is just the Privacy Act statement. So really it's 7 pages. And the second to last page is just where you sign off. It's going to ask you all sorts of financial information, income, expenses, assets you might have. And that's how they're going to determine if indeed your basic needs would be difficult to meet if you have to pay this $400 a month. And then they could reduce it to something else. So it's certainly, if it is going to be tight, it's certainly worth probably doing. If you're not going to be able to meet your basic needs, you're going to fall into debt, whatever the case may be, maybe you do want to spread that out. I mean, sometimes we like to get the face the music and get it done with a little faster, but other times we can't, maybe we have a family we have to support, or just ourselves. But either way, the SSA 634, you can find it right online at the ssa.gov site. And that'll be the form you want to submit. Okay. I hope that helps. Overpayments are stinky. So anyway, fill it out if you need it, and good luck with it. I hope you get what you need. All right. Have a great one. Bye. Hello again. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful, if not just a little bit informative. In the event you have a Social Security question you want addressed, please feel free to make a comment below and ask the question, even if nothing to do with this particular video. And just a quick, again, reminder, we have our daily video shares and tips around noon every day of the week. And on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our live Q&A session where you can come in live and enter your questions in the chat. And we all pretty much have a good time for an hour or two. I look forward to seeing you there, hopefully. And lastly, don't forget about our benefactor memberships. They're very reasonably priced. The first one is very nominal, and you get a few perks, but on a bigger scale, it contributes to us being able to fulfill a mission of assisting certain people with representation that would otherwise not be able to get it. We look forward to continuing to do that, and so far it's working out like the bomb. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Bye-bye now.